Tonight on Razorback 411, we have everything you need to know about the person taking Jeff Long's position.
And later, we will put athletes to the test to see how much they know outside of sports.
Be sure to stick around for all this and more
on Razorback 411. Welcome to the show. I'm Juliana Clipson.
And I'm Allie Lynch. Well, it's official. Hunter Yurachek is taking the place of former athletic director Jeff Long. Yurachek formerly served as the vice president for athletics at the University of Houston. During the 2016-2017 academic year, 11 of those 17 varsity sports programs at the University of Houston qualified for NCAA postseason competition. 5 of those teams went on to win the AAC championships. Yurachek has agreed to a 5-year contract worth over $800,000 a year. This is big news for Arkansas, but there's still a lot of things up in the air.
Let's send it over to Tyler Phillips at the specialty desk for a breakdown on the situation.
Thanks, Juliana. Naming a new athletic director sets the tone for the future of Arkansas athletics. To discuss what this hire means for the Razorback sports, I'm joined by Bradley Bullock and Mary Claire Spivey. So guys, tell me, what do you think about the new hire?
So I think it's a new guy. He's young, he's fresh. He's never really been in the SEC. He's been at Houston the past couple of years. So I think it'll be good to see a new face and someone that we haven't really heard of or has really worked in the SEC. So I think he has a lot to bring to the table, and yeah.
I think he has a lot of experience throughout FCS and FBS Division I programs. I like the fact that Arkansas didn't hire a Arkansas man per se just because of his roots to the States, and I think it'll bring a fresh outside perspective into the athletic department.
Yeah, I do agree. His track record at Coastal Carolina looks really good, and so I think that it will be a good hire. Do you guys think that it took this long to hire a new AD because of the possibility of hiring Gus Malzahn?
I do. I know that there are rumors that Gus Malzahn, if we hired him as the head football coach, that he was going to help hire the next AD here at Arkansas. So I think that's what honestly put a setback on us with Gus and all. So
I don't think it really has anything to do with Gus Malzahn. I think Arkansas wanted to make sure that they found the right guy that met all the criteria that they were looking for, and they didn't want to rush into anything because they're at a very imperative point in the athletic department because their football program hasn't been up to their expectations for a while now.
So what impact do you guys think that this new AD hire will have on the hiring of a new head coach?
I think he'll definitely bring leadership to the table, and he'll have confidence to hire the next head football coach for Arkansas, because Arkansas football is what the state, drives for. Everyone knows Arkansas football, and I also think that he'll not only focus on football, but he'll also represent many other sports here at Arkansas for us.
I think being at Houston in the American Athletic Conference, he has a lot of ties to the state of Texas. And I think the coach at Memphis, Mike Norville, who's part of the AAC, is a big target for him, as well as the head coach at SMU. And I think that he will probably be reaching out with them since he has ties through that conference.
Good. All right, well, thank you guys for your input. That's all that we have from the specialty desk. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tyler. Next on the show, we discuss how former head football coach Brett Bielema was fired after 5 years here at Arkansas. The Hogs went 4-8 this year, coming in last in the SEC West. The Razorbacks are not bowl eligible for the first time since 2013. That is the same year Arkansas brought on Brett Bielema from Wisconsin with high hopes of continuing the success he had during his time there. Looking into the future, Allie is going to give us her thoughts on who should leave the Hogs next season.
Bill Belichick? No. Nick Saban? No. Gus Malzahn? No. Let's face it, Arkansas head football coach is not a great job right now. The conference is tough, the talent is bare, and the stadium is half empty. But somebody has to coach this team, and it's probably not going to be a very big name. But I have the perfect guy, Memphis coach Mike Norvell. Norvell is only in his 2nd season as a head coach, but he has already shown that he can build a program and orchestrate a high-powered offense. Through almost 2 years in Memphis, his record is 18-8, and he's brought in the highest rated recruiting class in program history. This season, the Tigers are averaging 47 points a game, second highest in the country. And he knows the natural state pretty well, having played wide receiver at Central Arkansas in the early 2000s. And did I mention he's only 36 years old? Yes, people say the SEC is the hardest conference to coach in college football. And I know Norvell is young and inexperienced, but he's the best of what's left. So, Mike Norvell, if you're listening, this is the time to make the jump to a big program and compete at the highest level. And Hunter Yurachek, we've never met and you're probably not even in town yet, but show Northwest Arkansas you have the guts to make the right call. Hire Mike Norvell. I'm Allie Lynch.
Thanks, Allie. Coming up, we interview Razorback track runner Hunter Woodall. But first, we have a trivia question for you. We'll reveal the answer after the break. The question is, how long is the current streak of Olympic appearances by Razorback track athletes? The options are 5, 9, and 12. Stick around. We'll have the answer when we come back. Welcome back to the Razorback 411. We have the answer to that trivia question for you.
The question is, how long is the current streak of Olympic appearances by Razorback track athletes? The options are 5, 9, and 12. The correct answer is 9. 9 Olympics in a row. The streak began in 1984 and continues today.
One current Razorback would love to be a part of that streak one day, and it's Hunter Woodall. Woodall is a new addition to the Arkansas track team. He was born with a birth defect called fibular hemimelia, which means his two fibulas did not form correctly. So his parents decided to amputate both legs below the knee just when he was 11 months old. It didn't slow their son down, though. Hunter is the first double amputee to receive a D1 scholarship. He is the Utah state record holder in the 400 meters and a silver medalist in the same event at the Paralympics in Rio. With more on his story, here's Destiny Washington.
Thank you for joining us today, Hunter. Yeah. So I was on your Instagram page and I saw a quote and it said, "They told me I would never walk, so I learned to run instead." Can you tell me how this quote has kind of defined how you live your life?
Yeah, it's kind of just like a tribute to my whole entire life. Growing up, you know, especially when I was born with the first diagnosis, doctors thought that I'd never be able to walk. That's kind of the first thing we heard, and you know, throughout my life, the first thing I was told is no, and I never really liked listening to that. The people around me, a support group, that was never a good enough answer for us, and it's just kind of a tribute to say, you know, whatever you're dealing with, whatever situation you're dealt with, you know, you push through it, you grind, you follow your dreams, and then you accomplish your goals. So.
At what point did you know you could play sports just like any other kid on the team?
I mean, throughout my whole childhood, I was competing with I had two older brothers. I was competing with them, trying to keep up. I played little league sports with my friends. So just kind of throughout me growing up, it was something that I always, you know, partook in. And as I got older, you know, I started to find out what I liked to do and what I was good at, and then I kept, you know, practicing at those areas, and that's kind of how I ended up here.
Do you prefer running against other amputees, or do you like running against able-bodied people?
I think track and field is a really cool sport because it doesn't really matter who you're running against. I mean, you're in your own lane, you're doing your own race. So it doesn't really matter who I'm competing against. You know, I just kind of try to run my race. And that's what I love about track and field. You know, it's not about who else is in the race. It's about you and your performance and what you've done to get to that point. So.
What would you say to the people who think that you do have some kind of advantage running with prosthetics?
I mean, there's a lot of controversy on both sides of it, so I really try not to worry about it. I just do what I do. Most of those people don't see the work we put in on the track. You know, they just see what happens race day. They also don't see where I've come from, so I'm not really worried about it. I tend to put more emphasis and more of my time on the people who believe in me and the people who have supported me this whole time.
Now, I also know you spend some time speaking and talking at hospitals and organizations. Why is that important to you?
It's definitely a big part of my life, especially growing up when I didn't really have anybody to look up to and I didn't really know anybody in my same situation. So I was always trying to figure out, you know, why me and what? I'm sorry. Why me? And it was really hard for me because I didn't have anybody to look up to. So if I could be that person for somebody else and I can make their situation a little easier, you know, that's all that matters to me.
All right, well, thanks again for joining us. That's all the time we have. We'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Destiny. Coming up, we're putting two athletes to the test in a game show hosted by our very own Mary Claire Spivey.
But first, we have another trivia question for you. The question is, what is the best national finish the Razorback gymnastics team has ever had? Your options are 1st, 3rd, 5th, or 7th. Stick around, we'll have the answer when we come back.
Welcome back. Before the break, we asked you, what is the best national finish the Razorback gymnastics team has ever had? First, third, fifth, or seventh? The answer is fifth place. The Super Six brought home the fifth place finish in 2009.
Now we are sending it over to Mary Claire, who is joined by our game show contestants. Let the games begin.
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm here to do some trivia with Hunter Woodhall. He's a track athlete here at Arkansas, and Michaela Burton, who's a gymnast here at Arkansas. So, are y'all ready for this?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right. So, hit these. All right. Whoa. Okay. So, who's the legendary singer's daughter who was once married to Michael Jackson?
Yo, what?
Whose legendary daughter was once married to Michael Jackson?
I don't know who was married to Michael Jackson.
I got nothing.
Y'all serious?
Yeah, no idea.
Oh my gosh. Y'all want the answer?
Yeah.
It's Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley.
I would have never guessed that. Wow.
guessed that.
Good to know that.
Man. Okay.
One.
Yeah. Go me. Okay. In the terms of size, what's the largest country in the world? Okay, what is it?
Russia.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you look at my paper?
No.
Okay.
What? No.
Okay.
Come on now.
So, next one. You can get this.
All right.
All right, what's the capital of India?
Let's just guess. Is it like Bangladesh?
Nope.
No.
Have you ever
Okay.
seen like the Cheetah Girls? Maybe think of it that way.
Oh, I should know that, but I.
No.
Okay, it's
Wow.
New Delhi. Okay, it's fine. It's
Again.
fine. I got it. It's okay. Y'all are
I
gonna
don't know.
get
I
this.
signed up for this. This is harder than I thought.
Oh my gosh.
studied.
Okay, here's an easy one. Y'all should be able to
cool,
get this
cool,
one,
cool.
okay? All right, in medicine, what's the term for a tumor that isn't life-threatening?
Oh,
What do you mean easy one? I'm a business major.
it
I don't
starts with
know
like a
this.
B or something.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it is, but I can't think of it right now.
But
Yeah, you were on the right track. Bet.
oh man, I totally know that one, but I'm up by one, so I want to give you a chance. So I'll let you answer. Don't worry.
That's so thoughtful of you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm a
gosh,
nice
I'm
guy.
like seeing the word right now, but just nothing.
Okay, if it's not cancer,
This is
then it's bleh.
not cancer.
You want it's benign. There you
Benign.
go. Okay,
Benign.
here's another one.
Okay.
Okay, the Latin word sorority means what in English?
I'm gonna go with sisterhood.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Totally just guessed.
Actually, is in a
Finally.
sorority.
Yeah, right.
Okay, here's an easy one. What method
easy
of
last
mass
time.
production did Henry Ford perfect that allowed his company to become one of the world's largest and most profitable?
You on it? The assembly line.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, come on. We're almost done. Last one,
I got you,
okay?
don't worry.
What's the largest island in the Caribbean? In the Caribbean, you know. Let me help you out.
Cuba.
Yes.
Hey, atta girl.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. I hate to break it to you, but he won.
Dang, I think it was close though.
This is
All
tight.
right. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Mary Claire. It looks like those athletes might need to brush up on their general knowledge.
I agree. I'm just glad it wasn't me answering those questions. But coming up, these athletes might not be able to figure out who their next coach will be. But let's see how they will do in the guessing game.
But first, we have one last trivia question. The question is, before the men's basketball team lost to Houston, how many Texas teams had they beat in a row? Your options are 3, 5, 6, or 9. Stick around, because when we come back, we'll have the answer.
Welcome back to Razorback 411. I've got the answer to the last trivia question for you. The question was, before Saturday's loss to Houston, how many Texas teams had the Hogs beat in a row? The options were 3, 5, 6, or 9. Well, the answer is 9. 9 wins against Texas teams. 3 of those wins were over Texas A&M.
To close out our show, we took these hogs off the field to test their taste buds.
For that, here's Sutton Mills. Thanks, guys. Well, that was entertaining to say the least.
Well, that does it for our show tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did.
Thanks for watching. I'm Allie Lynch.
And I'm Juliana Clipson, and this is the Razorback 411.